2026 marks the 20 years of cloud computing. Today in this video, we look into the history and evolution of cloud. So back in 1990s, it was the era of on-premise hardware. Every company used to own data centers and used to buy servers, networking equipment, and storage to run their applications. They were dedicated servers for different applications, and scaling the software required putting more and more servers. Now this posed a challenge in terms of long procurement cycles as well as maintaining the software and the hardware. So what was the challenge? It was hard to scale. The long procurement cycles, you had to order the servers, you had to bring in the servers and then install and then maintain the servers. And then when you provision the servers, there was a lot of inefficiencies. A lot of time these servers were underutilized and they were only utilized during the peak times. Early 2000s, there came the inflection point. In Amazon, they had a similar problem. They used to build servers for their weekend shopping, for their e-commerce application, and their engineers were like 70% busy in setting up the hardware and the software. So their executives started asking these tough questions. Can we make computing, which is the compute, the servers, the networking, and the storage, can we make it like a utility, so that we don't have to stand up the servers every time we need an additional software or a feature, and we share this infrastructure across applications. So that gave birth to cloud computing, and then the first cloud computing service was launched in 2006, AWS, and that was the birth of AWS. And as we know today, the cloud services. So earlier, procurement of servers used to take long time. Now with cloud computing, spinning up servers could be done in a matter of minutes. And then you could scale up and down your compute capacity as and when you need it, so that you could reduce inefficiencies in the system. So what advantage does the cloud computing bring? The biggest advantage is agility. So earlier, if you were a startup and you had to show a concept of your idea, you had to procure the hardware, software, and then it was a long cycle, it was a long period before you could even start writing any software. With cloud, you could actually buy some compute capacity and storage on the cloud using your credit card, and then you can easily show your proof of concept. So agility, speed to market is the biggest advantage of cloud computing. Cost efficiency, you can you can move away from the fixed capital costs to variable operational costs, and then mainly pay as you go, which means you just pay for what you use. And then with cloud, you could deploy applications across the world. Sitting anywhere in the world, you could deploy, because the software was sitting in cloud data centers, and that could span across the globe. So what is the future of cloud? So AI has a two-pronged relationship with cloud. One, AI is being used to optimize the cloud workloads and predict and move workloads as per the need. And then AI is also a biggest consumer. Like, you need cloud as brains to run the AI infrastructure. So it has a two-way relationship. Also, now there is an edge revolution going on, where again computing is moving to the edge of the cloud, and then serverless, where you the concept of computing power has been detached from the hardware. You don't worry about the hardware, and then you just buy serverless capacity.